Out on the trail today. Today I'm joined with the one and only Coop Trout.
What's up?
The man, the myth, the legend. He's been on the channel before, but this is the first kind of real video starring him. So we're out in the Manistee National Forest today. Goal is to do about 12 miles in, 12 miles out. We've got a big cook set up for you guys for dinner. Big old pot of chili with some gear review, and we'll see you there. Howdy. Didn't see you there. We're making a stop here because Coop Trout, the legendary fire starter, has a little tip for us. We found a downed birch tree, and he said that the birch rots from the inside out and that the bark of birch is really good for starting a fire even if it's wet because it's loaded with oils. So he's collecting some of that right now, and we're gonna use that to start a fire later because we just had a lot of rain. We're expecting more rain, so, and dinner's over the fire, so we're reliant on that fire.
Got the birch here, so we'll roll this up and light it later. Hopefully get our fire started, no problem. What you say we go ice skating?
You're asking for a soaker now. We're out here in front of Nichols Lake. It's actually more frozen over than we were expecting because we've had a pretty warm winter so far. But it's about 39 degrees right now. Ice is pretty thick nearby. Coop was walking on it a little bit. I wouldn't trust it to go way out there, but it's only going to get down to about 30 tonight, so it's going to be a pretty warm night in terms of what we're used to. Don't break my camera, dude.
I didn't realize it was still ice.
Oh, hi there.
We got a little NCT check-in box here.
So Coop knows a little more about this than I do. Really explain it to us, Coop.
Well, they got them on a bunch of trails. So pretty much this one here, you can tell them, you know, how long you're out there for. It really just leaves it so that other people can see who else is out here, see that it's being used.
Who else is hiking it, kind of?
Looks like all the pages on this
Full,
are actually full.
Guess we're not checking in today.
But it does help some trails know that they're in use and help them get some funding. So always check in.
Very cool. See, that's just the trail difference out here, man. One big community. Hello.
Hello.
We're making a little stop here for lunch. It's kind of started raining a little bit. We know the rain's coming, so we're gonna get some lunch before it starts coming down too hard. We're about, what'd you say, 4.5-ish? 4.5-ish? About 4.5 miles in. We're still shooting for 12. We're figuring we're probably gonna get to camp at kind of dark when it starts getting dark, right around 5:30. But we don't have too bad of a setup to do in the dark, so she'll be all right. But we just got some cheese and crackers for lunch, a little bit of jerky, a little bit of summer sausage over there, so be good. Just finished up lunch, getting back on the trail. Rain's starting to pick up a little bit, so we're gonna keep our pace pretty quick, try and get to camp, get set up before it gets too crazy. This is a pretty big tree, huh? About 2 arm lengths.
Big boy.
Big boy.
Oh man, look at the river too.
Just hit about the 5.5 mile mark, and there's a perfect campsite there, but we just want to get some more miles in. It's got the bridge with the river running by it, nice flat spot for a tent, plenty of pine trees for firewood. Hopefully that's what we get when we hit our 12 miles here. Passing by a lake, a lot of beaver activity out here. Looks like they're going to work, putting in the work. We're about 2.5 hours in, about 7 miles. So we're setting a good pace, over halfway. And hopefully we got a nice campsite at the end. We keep talking about we're passing these good spots for a campsite, but you know, the last one's gonna have beautiful spots to set our tent up, a little tiki bar in the back, nice hot spring, natural hot spring for us. So we're looking forward to that. Just past Bear Creek. Coming up on mile 9 here, going through kind of which looks like maybe a wildfire area. A lot of charred trees, kind of all barren, but a little different change of scenery. We were talking that this trail has had a lot of different changes of scenery, especially just for being in Michigan, you know, no mountains or anything, but it's been nice. Not too bad of a rain, good temperature, good trip so far.
This reminds me a bit of out west with the buffalo trails.
Yeah, right, kind of a prairie feel to it. There's this sea of red something behind us, and it's kind of like almost a bog area. Coop's saying these are leather leaf plants?
Yep.
Never heard of those.
Now.
Oh, okay. Sure. To warm up some. Dude, that birch bark's cooking. Well, we finally made it to camp. We did about 12 miles, but we didn't hit the river we were thinking because we found a nice pine tree forest that we knew we could bank on some firewood for our fire, which is kind of more important as far as water source. We got the tarp up, so we just got water filling down into, right now it's just going into my Grail bottle, but we could set up for a system for that if we need some water later. Fire's going, tent's up. We're warming up now, so it's getting good. We're getting ready to throw this chili on. We're gonna do some jalapeno spam. So we're gonna put that in, cut it up, cook that a little bit first, and then put the chili mix in and let it simmer over the fire for a while here. Sizzle pork and
That's not bad.
No? Does it have good flavor to it?
Yeah. Goes into jalapeno.
Does it? Salty?
Not too.
Really? Where are the jalapenos balancing it out some?
Oh.
You may have noticed we got a new cook setup for this trip. Thanks to Sid and Tor, they got me the Solo Stove Titan cooking system. So, Solo Stove, known for their big smokeless fire pits, they also make these smaller, kind of backpacking camping stoves. So the Titan is the bigger of the camping stoves. Same smokeless kind of factor. Once it's burning hot enough, it's pretty smokeless. And then it's got the tripod that goes over it with the chain that hangs down. A big 60-ounce cook pot, and then the windscreen as well. So it's a pretty sweet setup. Just over 2 pounds, but me and Coop split it carrying it in, and we're cooking a big old pot of chili that could probably feed a little more than just us, but we're gonna we're gonna mow down on it. So I will say, especially with how wet it's been, I think Coop agrees with me on this. If we didn't have this stove, we would have had a heck of a time getting a fire going, because this just kind of, it fuels everything a little bit more efficiently and helps the stuff burn hotter. So it's been awesome so far. I think it's given off enough warmth for us sitting around it. Definitely recommend it. We'll keep testing it out. Neither one of us brought any other cook setup, so we're fully relying on this. So right now we're boiling about 4 cups of water with our Spam in there, and then we'll put the chili in for dinner. Should be good. We're over here looking at our chili mix, and I don't know if you can see it with the lighting, but it says Bear Creek at the top, and we passed Bear Creek earlier. So they must be making this stuff right by us. Comes right out of the creek.
If we don't have enough, I know where to find it.
That's right. Getting a little low on water. We used a lot of it for the chili. So one of the guidelines from the tarp is run a whole bunch of water's running down it. So I'm using it to fill up my water filter, and then we can filter some water with it. It's actually working pretty good so far. We finally got our water to a boil here after, what's it been? Probably not quite an hour, close to it. Coop's gonna open up some tomato paste that we're putting in there.
Yep.
So you can figure out how this can opener works.
Never used this thing in my life.
Okay, I'm gonna figure out how this can opener works. Alright. Let me see the knife here.
Here's how you actually open a can.
Tomato paste.
Yum.
Dude, this is gonna make a lot of chili. Now that we've got our tomato paste in, we're gonna throw in some of our Bear Creek darn good chili.
Alright, we're this point. Oh yeah. Ooh boy.
Well, we're getting too impatient, so we're getting started on this chili here. We're just gonna keep it roasting over the fire and just keep pulling however much we want. Dude, this chili's so good. We got some leftover Christmas rolls too that we're dipping in there. We've got, what is it? What did it say? 8 servings of chili?
Yep. Family size.
Me and Cooper are probably about to
8
put down 8 servings of chili. It's just hitting right now. Warms you right up. I think this would be a good camp meal though for, you know, if you had a group of people, you could probably serve 4 with this pot of chili and then have some other sides maybe with it. Or if you're not doing a lot of hiking, you won't probably eat as much. Well, the chili is polished off. 8 servings between 2 dudes.
Too much.
A little too much, but bellies are full. I think we're gonna start cleaning up and then probably get in the bags for the night. So we'll see you guys in the morning. Coop's got a faucet over here for doing dishes. Works really well, actually. Cleaning out our pots and filtering water. Good morning, guys. It's about 9 o'clock right now. We both slept pretty good. We both had 0-degree bags. Santa brought me one this year, so and of course it only got to about 34-ish, 32 maybe. 34, well. So 0-degree bag was overkill, so I ended up unzipping my bag a little bit in the morning just to cool down, but it was nice, it was comfortable.
Stayed nice and toasty.
Yeah, quiet, so we've got a special breakfast this morning, and then we'll pack up and get back on the trail. Alright, we gathered some stuff to build our fire today. Coop's going to show us that birch bark that we collected yesterday. We used a little bit last night, but we couldn't get any good shots of it, so we're going to use the rest of it this morning, and he'll show you just how easily it lights.
Alright, so we got our piece of birch here. Best thing to do when starting a fire is roll it up. That'll restrict the airflow to the center, so it'll burn a lot longer. We don't quite need all of this right now, so I'm just gonna take half of it, roll this up, and then that's what we'll throw in the center there. But I mean, you can see with just a lighter, once you get this stuff to catch, it usually burns pretty well for a while. And that's just, it's loaded with oils, so even when it's a bit damp, it'll burn.
So for breakfast, we've got some leftover pecan pie here. Just wrapped it in tin foil so we can set it next to the fire, warm it up a little bit. This will be so good. We'll have earned it after our 12-mile hike today. Coop showed me a little trick with this pot lid that he figured out yesterday, that you can, if you lift it up and slide it over, it'll stay up. That way you can kind of pick up the lid and check on it from time to time. We got some hot water for some cocoa here. Oh yeah. Some say pecan. We say pecan. Hit the road.
10:52, fourth time.
Maybe 4:11 even. They're all packed up and back on the trail. It's a nice sunny day. Should be a lot warmer, not as drizzly as yesterday. So looking forward to the hike. We got 12 miles back to the car, and then we'll be on our way home. We made it back to the Oak Savannas, about 2.5 miles in, only about 40 minutes, just over 40 minutes, so we're making really good pace here, but still a beautiful day out. Back at this log station, we're gonna sign into it, and they also had some North Country trail maps, so take one of those, look at it at home. It's pretty cool. Made it back to Bear Creek here. So look at all that chili running. Taking a little snack break at that perfect campsite we saw yesterday. Still looks perfect. But I got me a Cliff Bar and some of this trail butter. I'm excited. I had a little bit of this last time. This should be good. Quick little snack break. Now we're back on the trail. We are a little bit over halfway. What's the time check, Coop? Hiking for about 2 hours and 11 minutes. Currently 1:12. So we're making real good time. Probably another 2 hours or so. Maybe a little over that. Nothing but us on the trail now. Just made it past the Manistee National Forest Nichols Lake sign. So that puts us maybe a little over 2 miles. We're starting to feel it, but we're in the home stretch here. We'll be there before we know it. Well, we made it back to the car 12 miles later. So 24 miles total for the trip. A little bigger than we're used to on the channel, but feels good. We're gonna go get something good to eat, and we got a 3-hour drive home. So thanks for watching.
Oh, didn't see you there.
Didn't see you there, eh?